In the last lesson, we built the brackets which supported the traffic light modules. Now to finish off the top of our design, we're going to do a small warning light and put in some webcams. In order to do that, we've pre-prepared some construction lines. So if we can open up our layer manager by right-clicking at the bottom there and activating Con Layer G. So you can see the black line work for the construction lines that we're going to use to fabricate that warning light at the top. This time we're going to select that line work via the layers manager. So we're going to right click on the Con G line, select objects, you can see them highlighted on the screen there, and we're simply going to press the hide command. If you can also zoom in and take that small point at the top of the design, we'll hide that also. And now we simply need to swap out our design with swap hidden and visible. And you can see the critical elements that we'll be working on during this lesson. The commands that we're going to be exploring are under the Surface tab, and we'll be looking at the sweep commands, the revolve command, and the planar curve command. Some of these we've used before, some of them will be new. Okay, to begin with, let's make the Con Layer G our active layer, and we're going to use the Sweep Rail 1 command. So to begin with, Surface, scroll down to Sweep 1 Rail. You'll see the prompts on the command bar, so it's selecting the rail, asking for the rail that you want to work with. Right click, try again, select the rail, then it's prompting you for the cross-section curve. There you go. Right click again, click OK, and we've formed the bottom. We'll do that one more time with the inside edge. So right click to bring up the last command you had. The rail curve is the bottom edge of the curve, and the cross section is the little upright leg. Before we do that, we're just going to exit that and explode that line because we only want it to take one small portion of that. So you can see we've got that one small portion. Right click on the command bar, second one down, sweep one rail. It'll prompt you which rail you want to select, then the cross section. There you go, click OK. Then we'll use the planar surfaces command in order to fill in that surface, and we'll cut the remaining area out. So surface, scroll down to planar curves, and we're going to select the outer edge of that surface edge. Now we've filled in the bottom. All we need to do is cut that element out so we can remove the bits we don't require. So in order to do that, we scroll down and left click on the split command. Select our cutting objects. Well, that's the surface that we've just done before. You can see it there highlighted. Right click to do the cut. Press down Control to remove the section we want to save, and simply press Delete. So we've now built the bottom edge of the design. Now let's use the Surface Sweep 2 Rail command. So in this case, we're going to build these elements here. So if we can just go and pick the first rail, left click, generally choose the surface edge, the second rail, which is this outer circle here, and the cross section, which is the diagonal line. There we go. Right click to exit the command, and we'll repeat that process on the top edge. So right click to bring up the previous command, first rail, second rail, cross section, right click, and you can see it, the resultant surface is generated. We'll repeat it one more time. So first rail, surface edge, second rail, the upper curve, cross section, just there, excellent, and right click to exit the command. Now we're going to just explode this line again. So explode command, so we've broken it up into its component parts. To begin with, we'll just fill in the surface at the top. So as we did before, surface, scroll down to planar curve. We'll take the edge of the surface curve and simply right click to fill it in. So you can see we're just working our way around. Now we're going to split that surface, scroll down the left-hand side menu to the split command. We're going to take the internal circle there, right click, hold down the Control key to save the portion that we want, then press Delete to exit the command. Delete to exit to remove the portion we no longer want. Okay, we're going to use now I'm just going to check that that's correct. Yep, we're going to use the Surface Extrude Curve Along Curve command this time. So select the surface we wish to extrude. The surface edge is perfect. Right click. Then our path curve is already laid in there, and we've got that in position. Now we're going to join those surfaces together now. So holding down the Shift key, we're just going to select those elements and press the join command. You can see it flash there on screen. We'll do the same with the top. There we go, surface and the internal face. Press join again. There we go. Now the next section we'll move on to a different con layer, so we'll just put that on the red layer. So if we can make con layer A current, we're going to select the curve section through there, double click on the perspective view, so we've got the front view in shot, and this time we're going to use the surface revolve command. Click on the point, simply drag up, make sure ortho is on, left click, right click one more time. It's on 180, so the default must have been set to 180. We're just going to change those defaults one more time. So right click, start axis, okay, end axis. The start angle is 0, so we're just going to put that in there now. So 0, enter. The end axis is 360. So I'm just keying that information in so you can see we've rectified that. I'm just going to close the layer manager so you can see that. So we've now put in, instead of a 180 degree section, we've got a 360 degree section through there. So that's the top of the light. Now we need this little cone on the surface. It's going to be the same command, so we can use this, this turning radius on this occasion. Right click on the command bar. We're using the revolve command. We're simply going to click on, left click on the top point there, which is our origin point. Drag up, check our information on the command bar. So start angle is 0. Right click. The end angle is 360 degrees. Right click again, and we have that in place. Okay, so you can see if we just do the show command there, we've now got the warning light placed on top. The next thing we want to do is import some webcams to go on that device. Now in this particular case, we're assuming that the detail has already been built on another project, and in the past when we did the foot design, for example, I think it was, we imported in that foot detail from a previous project using the import command under the file tab. This time, assuming you've got a file which has got multiple elements in it, you've also got another option. So in this particular case, I'm just going to zoom in on that shot there, and I need you to open in your reference files folder the import a web traffic cams folder. So you have both files open at the same time. So you have one on your desktop and the another one on your desktop. In this particular case, if you just want to select individual items out of the folder, you can then copy, cut and paste as you can with other programs. So in this particular case, we've assumed that these webcams have been manufactured for another job. We're going to use them for this project. So we simply scroll across screen to select them, and we take the copy command from the clipboard. So the top command line, just to the left of the little clipboard, you see copy to clipboard, left click. Okay, we can then move that file off, go back to our 717 begin file, and we can just click paste. Okay, and you can see there we've now got those webcams placed on the traffic light design. Okay, so in the course of this lesson, we've done some additional surfacing commands to form the top of the warning light. We've revisited a few of those details under the surface command, but we've done sweep 1 rail, sweep 2 rail, revolve, and we've done planar curves. And we've also learned how to copy, cut and paste details from existing models into your new designs. Okay, see you in the next lesson.